You're not who you think you are. Any of you like playing video games? Let's talk about how you don't just play video games on PlayStation and Xbox. You've been playing a video game every day of your life, live in the flesh. We know that we are not these bodies. These bodies die. Everything on earth, everything that is physical, it transitions, it decomposes. When our flesh is done, one thing that we know is that the spirit never dies. Our spirit, our soul is eternal. For those of you who are watching this video, it's an analogy that came to me. I was doing a prophetic message on Patreon, and I'm going to share the link for that. That Patreon message was actually next level. It was a lot of things that shifted in a crazy way for me after I dropped that video. If you're interested, I'm going to put the link below. Definitely join us on patreon.com/prettybosstv. However, in this video, I was talking about how I had a revelation. I always talk about dreams and how this life is just like a dream. I'm not going to get into that in this particular video, but it came to me in a different way. And this is like playing a video game. You are not this body. You're not your mind. You're not your body in any sense of the word. But we get so attached to the illusion. You're greater than that. What's inside of you, it surpasses any of these things. Think about if you're playing Sonic. That was one of my favorite video games growing up. So I guess that's why that's the example coming to me. But think about Sonic. You play Sonic. You have your PlayStation. Wait, is Sonic on PlayStation? I know definitely that was like Dreamcast. It's been a long time. But whatever console you have, you're playing Sonic, having a good time, Nintendo. And when you're in the game, you might play and it's like, oh man, I died, I gotta start over. But you're drenched in it to where it's like every time Sonic died, you might be like, I died. Even though you didn't die. Obviously, the video game character did. But you get drenched in it. And the only thing that's not happening when we're playing video games is we're not experiencing it in the flesh. We're not immersed in it. We're not actually Sonic. Now with VR, things are changing a lot and still you can't experience it in that way. But with VR, it can give you a greater feeling of like, oh wow, I'm this person. Think about that. And it's so interesting that I say that. It's actually a place that we went to a few weeks ago with my daughter, and it's a VR place, and we played Squid Game VR, and I wasn't even going to get into this. I totally forgot about it. It was the funnest thing. And the coolest thing about the VR experience is when you put the glasses on, it wasn't that you could just see around you, but you had a body. You had to pick an avatar to be in. And it was so interesting because we were just having fun. We were dancing and doing all these things. And I remember when I was looking at my daughter and the avatar, it was so funny because it was like a grown looking person, but it was like the height of her. And it was the cutest thing because I'm like, even though the avatar looked like a grown woman, it was like my baby was in there, but it didn't matter what avatar she was in. I'm like, that's my baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's a side note, but I said that to say video game, one level of experience. VR, a whole nother level of immersion and experience. And then you have this experience that we're in, which we're in actual avatars. Bump the movie you've seen about Avatar, very significant to who you are. Bump these avatars they talking about creating a profile with on Instagram and Facebook. You are the avatar. You're having an experience in a physical body and in a vessel that you are inside of, but it's not you. Many of us have got caught in the illusion. Imagine if you are playing Sonic, you're playing Sonic and everything is good, but then imagine you're like, you know what? I can be Sonic. I can jump in the video game. And imagine if you jump in the video game and you actually become Sonic, but you forget that you was playing the video game and now you're immersed in Sonic. You out here ducking bananas and ducking Robotnik and all these people. I think I'm mixing that up with Mario a little bit. Y'all can tell I ain't been playing video games too much lately. Pretty boss got to do pretty boss things. We out here getting it. But you ducking Robotnik and all of these different people and you're not realizing like that's a video game. That's not even real. It's a simulation. And then you forget I was actually playing this game on the outside. So for many of you, you don't realize we get so caught up in our everyday reality. People are, what's going on with the elections? What's going on with this? This person talked to me wrong. These people are cutting me off on the road. These things are frivolous. Our soul got much greater work to do and other things to focus on than to be caught up in the illusion of the things we get caught up in. When you start to realize that you're not your body and you're not your mind, you're going to shift tremendously in your life. Nothing is going to be the same for you. And you're going to start realizing, for many of you, there was another video that I'll tag up here that I highly recommend, but many of you are going to start realizing like this is a game. This is a play. One of my favorite quotes from Shakespeare that I read, and I don't like Shakespeare, but I remember this poem that I read, and it was a quote in that poem that said, the world is a stage and we're all mere actors. And I never forget reading that in 9th grade. great. It's the realest thing that has been coming to me so much lately, that quote. I'm like, this keep coming back. And now I've had so many revelations and realizations and experiences like just over the past week that have been insane, that have brought all of this full circle. And many of you are getting ready to realize like, you're not this, you're not limited to this body. We see it in our face what happens to these bodies. These bodies die, they decompose, but you don't. Energy is not created to destroy. You got to ask yourself, who are you actually if you're not this body? That's who you are, and that's what you're getting ready to connect with for those of you who this is for. Some of you are getting ready to have a truly powerful, life-changing experience. And when you do this, you're going to start operating and moving in the world in a completely different way. When you realize truly all things are working out for you, truly God is on your side. Truly, you are here to win. Truly, the worst is behind you. Yes, life happens. This doesn't mean things are not going to happen, but the shift that is happening inside of you and you connecting to the real you, you're going to realize that even when things happen, what's inside of you is easily able to surmount those things. Because these are all things that are happening in the illusion anyway. What's inside of you is greater than anything in this world. You're getting ready to remember who you are. Some of you are watching this, and I feel like somebody's watching this and it's like, man, what I wish. I would love to connect with that, and you have no idea. Probably within the next week, you're getting ready to have a life-changing experience that will alter the course of how you thought your life was going to go in a great way. If you would like to book a personal with me or contact me for personal guidance, you can book me on prettybosstv.com. I have many services, spiritual services and business services as well. Also, make sure that you check out the meet and greet event that we have coming up on November 2nd in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to everybody who already RSVP'd, and shout out to all of you who are going to RSVP. If you've been thinking about it, what you've been thinking about, pull up. We're closing out this year with a bang. We're coming together and we're setting the tone for how we're going to be moving forward with Pretty Boss TV. I got to give a special shout out to all of my investors that are on Patreon that have made us even able to start doing events again. The investor tier is so important, so I started to really organize things and put things in a way to where, look, this is the vision, these are the goals, these are the things that we're going to do for Pretty Boss TV. And from sending out the investor packets, now we're already doing events. Shouts out to the investors for that. There's been a lot that has been put into this event. The tickets are all inclusive, so it comes with, we're talking about a meal, depending on what kind of tickets you get, food, drinks, all inclusive DJs. It's just a nice spot. Think about it as like coming and chill out and having, a party and a get together with people that you love, with family. It's just a good spot, good vibe. And then we're also going to be doing a pop the balloon meet and greet portion of the event, which is going to be for singles. If you're single and you're watching, you want to be in that portion and only in that portion, then the only thing that you have to do is fill out the form. You don't have to get a ticket on prettybosstv.com, but fill out that form. And if you are selected, which I'm sure that you will be, especially if the age groups line up, then you'll be able to come to the event and be featured on the Pop the Balloon portion of the event, which is going to be featured on Pretty Boss TV. Is going to be a Pop the Balloon hosted by yours truly, Pretty Boss. So I'm very excited about that, and I really want it to be with people who are from Pretty Boss TV YouTube so that we can start getting on YouTube together. Like, I've been on here talking and doing things for years. It's time for some of you to get on Pretty Boss TV too, because best believe, I'm not going to get into it here, but there is a much larger vision for Pretty Boss TV, and it always has been, and now it's time to just move in the direction of that. We moving not by fear but by faith. We walking by faith and not by sight around here, so we're just making moves, family. Y'all been talking about, I want to meet, I want to do this. Family's there. Pull up, support. We're gonna do more, but for those of you who are going to be coming to this event, like, this is going to be very significant. I don't know even if I'm going to do events in this fashion moving forward, but for those of you who are going to pull up to this event, this might be the last time we do a meet and greet in this type of way. So I would love to see you there. All the tickets are available on prettybosstv.com, and if you are on Patreon, make sure that you get your tickets from Patreon and go over there first, because Patreon always gets just different types of exclusive offers. Also, PB Exclusive is back. Yes, that is right. PB Exclusive is back. PBExclusive.com is where you can find bossy, classy, sexy apparel for pretty bosses, okay? Go check it out. Everything is 50% off right now. And there are some things that was already on sale. So some stuff is sales on top of sales on top of sales. It's sliced 3 or 4 or 5 times. So go over there and have fun. Get some different things. PBExclusive.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at I am Kendra Justine. Or if you want to follow the boutique, you can follow the boutique at PB Exclusive. exclusive boutique on IG. Also, on prettybossTV.academy, you can access our 30 Days to Success course. So if you're somebody who's wanting to get your life together and get your life right and tired of being blocked and stopped and going to cycles of being confused, 30 Days to Success is for you. It's on prettybossTV.academy. All of my links are below. And y'all already know what time it is. If you're not on Patreon, why not? Come join us on patreon.com/prettybossTV. I love y'all so much and I talk to y'all soon, y'all willing. Some of you I will see soon on November 2nd. Peace.